Hello to everybody out there in internet land. This is Willie Will, and for those of you who know me in real life by my real name, David Earl Williams III. So here's some breaking news real quick for those of us who study in the conspiracy field. So, this is going to be quite a surprise though, but here we go. So according to, foodfreedom.wordpress.com, the UN has banned chemical trailing. Yes, that's right. So according to the article here just posted up today, it states that a geoengineer and moratorium agreed at UN ministerial in Japan. So just read a little bit here. So in Nagoya, Japan, in a landmark consensus decision, the 193-member UN Convention on Biological Diversity, CBD, will close its 10th biennial meeting with a de facto moratorium on geoengineering practices and experiments. So any private or public experimentation intended to manipulate the planetary thermostat will be in violation of this carefully crafted UN consensus. So there you go. So it seems like all those info warriors and all of us in the truth movement here getting this information out, so far, it seems like it has made a positive impact for once. I'm quite surprised. And for those of you who are not familiar with what chemtrails are, you know, many times in the mainstream media on your television set, you've had the mainstream media news try to say, oh, it wasn't real, they're crazy conspiracy theorists, but apparently UN obviously just passed a law trying to ban chemical trailing apparently. This is very much real. What is a chemtrail real quick? Well, chemtrails are often confused with contrails. It's a little white stream that comes out of a plane, right? Usually that disappears within, I would say the maximum 30 seconds. But if you see something that looks like a contrail, and it's still in the sky more than 30 minutes, up to even 2 hours sometimes, well, that's more likely a chemtrail. And what is in a chemtrail? Well, you have compounds of aluminum and barium. Yeah, it's not good for your respiratory system. And people could get sick off of this. But, it's nice to see so far that something's actually being done about this. So there you go. You should all pat yourselves on the back for getting this information out there. And more people probably need to, research this and realize that there's some serious things going on in the world and people need to open their eyes and get off their fannies and do something about it. Be active, spread this information. I mean, it was even NASA, I believe, even had this supposed new cloud chart was trying to say that the chemtrails were a new form of clouds. It didn't work out too well, though, but they were trying to spread that propaganda. So anyway, before I go, I'm just going to leave you a series of videos about the chemtrailings. So, from me to you out there in internet land, God bless my home and native land.
Could a strange substance found by a southwest Arkansas man be part of a government test? Well, that's the question at the heart of a phenomenon called chemtrails, now getting widespread attention. Well, tonight, KSLA News 12 investigation reporter Jeff Farrell shows us the results of testing we had done about what's in our skies.
It seemed like some mornings it was just crisscrossing the whole sky. It was just like a giant checkerboard.
Bill Nichols snapped several photos of the strange clouds from his home in Stamps, Arkansas. They begin as normal contrails from a jet engine, but do not fade away like a normal contrail. Soon after, he saw particles in the air.
Because we'd see it drop to the ground in a haze.
Nichols then noticed the material collecting on the ground.
This is water and stuff that I collected in bowls. I had it set out in my backyard on my dad's pickup truck.
KSLA News 12 had the sample tested at a lab. The results? A high level of barium, 6.8 parts per million, more than 3 times the toxic level set by the EPA.
Armed with these lab results about the high levels of barium found in our sample, we decided to contact the Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality. They told us that yes, these levels are very unusual, but at the same time they added the caveat that proving the source is a whole nother matter.
Barium is a hallmark of other chemtrail testing, which even attracted attention from a Los Angeles TV station. There's already no shortage of unclassified weather modification programs by the government. But those who fear chemtrails could be secret biological or chemical testing on the public point to the 1977 Senate hearings in particular, which confirmed 239 populated areas had been contaminated with biological agents between 1949 and 1969. Later, the 1994 Rockefeller Report concluded hundreds of thousands of military personnel were also subjected to secret biological experiments over the last 60 years. But could secret testing be underway yet again?
I'd rather it be something inert and benign, something that's, not causing any damage, but I'd like to know what it is.
KSLA News 12 discovered chemtrails are even mentioned by name in the initial draft of House Bill 2977 back in 2001 under the Space Preservation Act. But the military denies any such program exists. Jeff Farrell, KSLA News 12 reporting.
And, it turns out until 9 years ago, the government had the right under U.S. law to conduct secret testing on the American public under specific conditions. Only a public outcry repealed part of that law, with some exceptions.
Now, Jeff's report mentioned high levels of barium linked to those alleged chemtrails. We wanted to find out exactly what effects barium has on the body. We spoke with Mark Ryan, the director of the Poison Control Center. Ryan tells KSLA News 12 that short-term exposure can lead to anything from stomach to chest pains. Long-term exposure causes blood pressure problems. Ryan addressed concerns by chemtrail researchers that barium could be meant to wear down a person's immune system.
Anything that causes ill effects in the body long-term chronically is going to affect your ability because it's constantly working on the body. So from that aspect, yeah, that's a potential.
Ryan says he's conducted research on his own about secret government testing on the public, but he's still a bit skeptical about the alleged chemtrails, at least at the moment, because the Poison Control Center has seen no calls about exposure to barium.
What my friend brought over to me today, it says Introduction to Clouds. It's from NASA. On the other side it says Sky Watcher Chart from NASA. I shit my pants. 3/4 of the clouds on here are chem clouds. This one down here is a cirrus cloud with all these little spider legs coming out. That's textbook chem cloud. Right down here we have a chembo, and they have it down as a cirrostratus. Down here we have the textbook ripple effect going on in this picture, and they're actually giving that a name, calling it a cirrocumulus. Oh my goodness. This is shocking. The only real clouds we have are these ones right here, the cumulus L1 and a cumulus L2, and then we have a cumulonimbus. That's all real. But all these other shady clouds, oh my God, right here, that's the cottage cheese one I talk about. It's a real severe newer chem cloud fabrication. They give it a name, alta cumulus. This is brand new now. This is 2010. This is another thing that just really hit me hard. They're calling this, check that out folks, a contrail up there in the top. A contrail, you should see that thing. It's like just two huge chem clouds in the sky. And on the other side, it's like a chemtrail that's cut in half. Contrails dissipate within 3 minutes or so. Chem clouds, chemtrails, they don't disappear for about 2 to 3 hours. And they're much denser, much thicker. I cannot believe the programming. Check it out. We got a little jet up here with some, chem clouds coming out of the back. Look at what they are calling a contrail. Oh my God. Look at this, guys. This is insane. NASA is a branch of the government. Together they work hand in hand to pull off some of the biggest hoaxes like the moon landing, all of these clouds that they're putting in. This is what it is, folks. This is it, a Skywatcher chart. People need to wake up. If they can, people are so afraid to know the truth. They couldn't even fathom what's going on the planet, and they're just, it's crazy, because they have this whole thing where these chem clouds are not, they're trying to say they're, a solar shield. But let me tell you, during the night, infrared radiation is blocked in the atmosphere by the artificial clouds. So the whole, geoengineering option in order to keep global warming down and to reflect the sunlight is a total lie and a hoax. I mean, the sky...
Well to our north, here in southern Oregon and northern California, we've got a bit of an unusual situation. Now, this first portion of the radar cycle, fairly bland and typical, but then you see these bands of very distinct cloud cover moving into the region. That is not rain, that is not snow. Believe it or not, military aircraft flying through the region dropping chaff. Small bits of aluminum, sometimes it's made of plastic or even metallicized paper products, but it's used as an anti-radar issue, and obviously they're up there practicing. Now, they won't confirm that, but I was in the Marine Corps for many years, and I'll tell you right now, that's what it is.